On this channel, I want to inspire you to live a beautiful life and become the best version of yourself. In today's video, I want to talk about the pressure that people put on us as adults. There's a lot of pressure from society, from family, from all over to be perfect or to be at a certain point by a certain age. You determine your future. You determine your fate. You determine how hard you will go. You determine when you do what. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, or you probably clicked on this video because I ain't got it all together. If you like motivational and inspirational content, definitely consider subscribing to my channel. My name is Nicole. If you are new here, if you have never seen me before, I've been posting a lot of inspirational content across different social media platforms, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. So you can follow me there at iNicole or it's iNicole. I'll put the information in the description of this video. But without further ado, let's get into the real reason why you came here. Let's talk about the pressure that society puts on us. First, I want to talk about what bothers me most, where we are currently in life versus where we thought we would be, right? So if you're in your 30s or whatever age you are, a lot of times, even as little kids, we have this vision of what we want to be when we grow up, where we want to be. I think about this literally as somebody who is so driven, so aspirational, so much of a think big person. And I know everybody may not be like this, but I constantly think, okay, I'm in my 30s. Okay, Nicole, we're in our 30s. Is this where I wanted to be? Is this what I saw for my life? So I want to just say on that topic, it's okay. It's really okay. Like, yes, it's good to reflect, to be like, okay, well, when I was 21, I wanted to do this. I saw this for myself. I wanted to have X amount of money. I wanted to have a thriving career. I wanted to be married. I wanted to have my best body. I had this vision for myself, and I'm not there. And it really messes with us, y'all. I know it because it messes with me. And I give myself credit because I've made so many accomplishments in my life so far. So I hold on to that. But some people, it's like, they feel like I can't get a break. I can't get a break. I try this. I try my best to keep my head up high. I try my best to work hard. But life keeps throwing me punches. So I just want to say on that topic, it's okay. Give yourself grace, because 9 times out of 10, if you're not where you thought you would be or where you want to be at this point in your life, you've probably had to deal with some obstacles. You probably had to deal with some pain, some heartache, so many challenges. And just give yourself grace, because you are still here. Like, you are still here, and it's okay. Like, there is still time. I made a post on my TikTok and said, like, if you are watching this video, there is still time. You're alive. There is still time. There's still a chance. So don't dwell on where you thought you would be by this age, or, where you always hoped you would be. Focus on, use your journey as reflection. That's a big one. Use your journey as reflection to be like, okay, well, I did this, I did that, this didn't work out, or this is some things that I liked about my life so far. This is some things that I don't ever want to go back to. Just use your journey as self-reflection. And that's such a big gem, a huge tip, a piece of advice that honestly has helped me 1,000 times. Because what I started doing this year is reflecting every single morning. Every single morning, I'm like, okay, Nicole, we grateful for this year. We're grateful that we woke up this morning, because this time last year it was terrible. So just reflect and just pull out the things that went well or have worked in your life, and just know that the things that didn't quite work, or the things that didn't kind of pan out, it's okay. Just learn from that. But that's whether it's career, and that ties to finances, typically career, finances, family, all of that, friendships. Like, I reflect every day. So when you get to thinking and beating up yourself about where you always wanted to be by your 30s or whatever age you are, give yourself grace. It's okay. Give yourself grace. Reflect on what went well in your life so far, what didn't, and try to think about, well, if, I tried to do this as a career and then I hated it. or I was in a relationship for so long and I gave all my good years, but I hated it. I wanted out. Think about what went wrong and try to not make the same mistake. So the next thing I want to talk about, which is sometimes a reminder of you not being where you want to be, is comparing yourself to other people. We are all guilty. I don't care if you are the baddest bee out there. I don't care if you make a lot of money, you got the career you want. 9 times out of 10, especially if you're watching this video, you need some improvement. You're not where you want to be, okay? At least not in every aspect of your life. But I want to talk about how detrimental comparing ourselves to others is and can be. Whether it's social media, the biggest culprit, right? We all know, we know that most of the time on social media, especially platforms like Instagram, people are posting their highlight reel, right? They're only posting the great things, or sometimes it's fraud, right? So I know it, I've seen it plenty of times where people are posting themselves in front of cars that are not theirs, houses that are not theirs, whether they're rentals or friends. Sometimes they just stand in a random spot and they posting in front of this nice car, but it's not theirs. So just don't fall the victim to comparing yourself to people on social media, because even if it is their real life, we all have our own path. We all have our own journey, okay? And our life path, I tell this to people all the time. It's like, and I tell this to myself, our path is not always going to be a straight line. And even if, some people want, up, right? You start a baseline and then you continue to accelerate. That's not realistic. And then some people, you get, you start off great and then you feel like your life is declining. Please don't fall victim to that. Don't compare yourself to others. Again, whether it's social media, whether it's in real life, real life is still a thing, y'all, okay? So you go to work and you see this other girl or this other man that he looked like he got it all together. He driving a nice little cyber truck or Benz or Porsche, whatever. And he looking good. He always dressing nice. He always seemed like he happy. Don't compare yourself to other people. We really don't know what people are going through. So you can't just use that. That's a false representative of what perfect is or what your life should be. So please, people, please don't compare yourself to other people. That we're going to get into it, but that really causes mental health problems. Y'all know, okay? If you live in this world in 2024, it's so many people struggling mentally. So many people. So please just don't compare yourself to other people. I am guilty. I'm on social media every day. Like, this is where I want my career to go. I'm an influencer. I'm a creator. So I'm on social media getting inspiration or posting content or learning things. Like, I'm really a lifelong learner. So I'm here. I'm trying to see what's going on in the world. So social media is an outlet. But I try my very best not to compare myself. And then the times where I do, I have to ground myself and be like, you know what? It's okay. I don't have the best, the perfect body that I want. I don't have the home that I want yet, like my forever home. I don't have everything that I want, but I'm working towards it. So I use that as a drive to be like, this is great. And this is something that I aspire to be, even if it's a facade. So I just try not to let that get me down. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is stressing over your current situation. One day I will tell my full story of, because I'm in my 30s now, right? So up until this point, I've had such a journey. We all have, right? And I will tell my story one day, but I will say I've said in other videos, 2023 was by far the most challenging year of my adult life. I ended a long-term relationship that I just felt like wasn't serving me. I've been through so much. I've been laid off from a job that I thought I was going to be there until I became a full-time entrepreneur. So many things have changed between like late 2022 and honestly now my life is still changing, but I try my best not to stress, because if you know me in real life, I stress a lot. And it's just not healthy. So try your best to find things in your life, people in your life, situations in your life, hobbies in your life to combat stress. It's inevitable sometimes, because whether you keep it bottled in or you let it show. Stress is a real thing as an adult. Okay, we got real bills. Life is expensive as hell. We're constantly beating ourselves up. We talked about this when the video started. We're not where we wanted to be, but that's okay. So if you can find a way to combat stress, I cannot say enough how important that is, because if we're ambitious and we want to work hard and we have goals that we want to work towards, it means absolutely nothing if we are not here to see it, right? It means absolutely nothing if we are not around to reap the benefits of all of our hard work. So many people are like, life is not forever, right? Being alive is not forever. So we have to take care of our bodies, take care of our mental health, our physical health, and stress will weigh all of that down. Stress will have you looking bad, which is going to lead to more stress. Stress will have you low energy. Stress will have you breaking out. Stress will have your hair falling out. Stress will have you gaining weight. So just try your best not to stress. So some tips and advice for that is, and I know it might sound cliche and some people might not be into it yet, but working out, even as simple as stretching your body out when you wake up and before you lay down, it's so important. It's just like to unwind. Like your body gets so tense because you're stressed. Self-care is so important to combat stress. A bubble bath, a self-care night, a glass of wine occasionally. If you have issues with alcoholism or something like that, maybe not, but finding something, a good show, and I'm talking about something of substance. Like I've been watching Reasonable Doubt lately, and I just love Jax. So find yourself a good show, something you can laugh at, something that can just lighten the load for a minute, and find that balance every single day. That's how you're going to combat stress, and that's how you're going to find the balance you need to pick yourself up and keep working hard and not dwelling on what's not, but, appreciating and having gratitude for what you do have. And I would say that's a big one. As far as another thing, I would say when it comes to all of the pressure that's put on us in our 30s and, certain points in our life, we're not where we want to be. It's okay. Practice gratitude, people, please. Please practice gratitude, because that is going to humble you. That is going to ground you. That is going to make things feel like it's going to be okay. And I cannot stress enough, it's going to be okay. Like, it's going to be okay. Think about some of the hard times that you went through and you overcame. That's gratitude, okay? It's gratitude. Be grateful. Like, I have a home. I may not have, the most modern home or the most aesthetic home that you see on social media, but I have a home. Some people don't. Like, I have a car. I may not have my dream car, even though I ain't really into cars. But, sometimes I want something more luxurious, but I'm okay with my car. Like, my last car was old. I think it was like 10 years old when I got it, or maybe 5 years old. My first car was 10 years old when I got it. My second car was 5 years old when I got it. And my current car was like a year old when I got it. So I'm leveling up, right? So I practice gratitude and just think about the things that are and versus the things that are not. And that honestly fuels me every single morning. Every single morning, I practice reflection on my life, think about what worked, what didn't work, and I practice gratitude. Thank you, God, for waking me up this morning. If you don't believe in God or whatever your religious is, that's cool. But just say thank you. Just say, I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for that. I have food in my refrigerator. I have food to pack my kids' lunch. I have gas in my car to get my kids to school or to get to work. Gratitude for the little things, because life is real. Outside of the social media stuff, outside of the YouTube, TikTok, whatever, all these platforms, life is real, okay? It's really real for a lot of people. So we have to practice gratitude. We just have to practice gratitude, because if you have a phone or a laptop and you watching YouTube right now, that means you got a device, you got internet, you got electricity of some sort to be able to charge or power that device. You're doing okay. You're doing better than a lot of people. Okay, so practice gratitude. Okay, so coping with not being where you want to be in life. Let's talk about it. This is a sad thing because at the time of me filming this video, the rapper Homie Quan, which is one of my favorites. Like, I love his voice. I feel like his voice is unique and he was in his own lane. He overdosed, quote unquote, allegedly. I'll say that because we don't know yet. But he overdosed. And I just feel like that hurt my soul. And that's one of the things that prompted me to continue to do the motivational content that I do and to film this video today, because if this man in fact overdosed, right? And I saw a video where he was talking about his battle with drugs and how it just made him feel so good. I know, y'all. I know. Drugs, alcohol, those are coping mechanisms, right? And a lot of times people, and we know this, right? It's not new. People will do these things to cope with their real life, right? I ain't where I want to be. I ain't got the money I want. I ain't got the job I want. I got a job, but I ain't got the circumstances I want. My boss is trash. I got to commute this far. I want a remote job. Everybody got a remote job, but I got to commute. All of these things, like, just, that's why you have to practice gratitude, because when you can't balance everything that you're going through, then you go to coping mechanisms, which oftentimes are bad for your health and can lead to bad situations. You know, if you're doing drugs, you know, yeah, it might feel good for the moment, but it's deteriorating you as a person. And then, you know, you may not make it. Same with alcohol. Like, I know these things feel good, and I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm an angel or a saint. Yes, I drink. Yes, I have smoked in my past, right? But you have to face the real world. Don't allow drugs or alcohol to fuel you. Use your drive, use gratitude, use reflection on what you do have and what you have accomplished to fuel you to do better. Because when I think about somebody like him, is I was listening to an interview and it's like, you know, he was here, he didn't know no better, he didn't know the business. And so things started to decline, right? And I thought about that a while ago, like, damn, what happened to Homie Quan, like, way before his passing? And you just never know what people are going through. But from my perspective, or from a lot of fans' perspective, it's probably like, you know, he was well known. He still had great music and hits, and I'm sure he was making some money off of streaming. But we don't know what this man was going through personally. But it's like, you know, if you just sit and reflect and you just be like, you know what, Quan, or whoever it is, things might not be going the best right now, but this is what we have done. This is what we have accomplished. This is what we have overcome. And I know it's tough. I know it's tough because addiction is real. It's so real. And it's a lot of times, you know, it's so hard for us to get our loved ones out of it. They don't, you know, it just messes with your brain, and you just really, it's really hard. But try your best not to even get to that point in the beginning. Like, don't even, you know, try not to cope. Honestly, I was at a point earlier this year where I felt like I was drinking every day, and it was like not hard liquor or wilding out every day. It was more so like, oh damn, every day after work, I need a glass of wine because I can't function. I can't live in my reality because it's too much. It's too hard. Like, I can't do this. So I need some wine to kind of bring me down or to like balance me out. And at that moment, once I started doing it, breaking down, crying, I found me a therapist. And I told her, I'm like, my mental health is not terrible. But once I realized I was drinking every single day, I'm like, hold on, this is not me. I felt like, let me talk to somebody before things get bad. So therapy is a great solution to coping or finding how to cope without using drugs. Or even if you are a victim of substance abuse, you can still talk to someone to help overcome that. So try your best not to turn to substances to cope with the stress or the, I'm not, you know, beating yourself up. I do it all the time. And that's why I'm here to inspire y'all to just live a beautiful life. Live a beautiful life. You can reach your dreams. You just can. Please believe when I say that, because honestly, if y'all know some of the things I've overcome, and I know everybody has a worse situation, right? But life has been so hard at some moments, but look at me. I'm here. I'm doing okay. And my mindset is like, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to still reach my goals. It is not too late. The last thing I want to touch on is using So you're not where you want to be, right? And I want to make so much more content on like relationships and all these things. So let me know in the comment section if that's something you're interested in, because that's a whole nother aspect of life that can really bring you down and really, it can align with your goals or misalign with your goals. And there's toxicity there that can affect who you are and how you, move to try to achieve your goals. So that's a whole nother thing. But the last thing I want to end with in this video is whatever your current situation is, you're in your 30s by chance or whatever age you are, in whatever situation you're in, whatever job, career you're in, try your best to make the most of it. I've done this honestly and it works. I'm never the complainer at work, okay? I figure out how I can make my situation work for me. My job currently is funding my current lifestyle, which is also planting seeds for my future, okay? So use your current situation, make the most of it, right? So if you are in a job, maybe it doesn't pay that well, but you can make connections, you can make relationships, or you can learn skills that you can take with you on your future endeavor, wherever you want your goal to be, or, whatever your dreams are, you can use your current situation to help and plan for that, if that makes sense. So for example, when I was working at a spa right after I had my baby, I felt like a peasant. I ain't gonna lie, I felt like a peasant because I'm at the front desk and all these rich women coming in there because it's like very luxurious spa. Like I'm talking about actors, news anchors, celebrities, everybody's coming in there to get their maintenance or whatever. Did I look down on myself? A lot of my coworkers, I ain't gonna lie, was like, hate this job. In the break room, like real mad, right? I was never like that. I was like, that's what I want to be. Like she got one of the biggest takeaways. These women always had a planner, whether it was physical or on their phone when they were like scheduling like their services. Like, oh no, I have to do this Sunday. I took that as, oh, okay. From that moment, I got myself a planner and I've had a planner every year since. I know what I want to accomplish each month, what I need to do each day to accomplish or work towards those goals. And so my point of saying that is just make the most of every situation. So me, no, I was making change. I was making scraps at that job. And I didn't even realize it, honestly. But I left with some wealth, right? Some knowledge. I would talk to these women. I would get to learn their experiences, like how they got to where they were. And I took advantage of my situation. I learned from it. And that took me, that stayed with me throughout my career. And I feel like just make the most of your situation. You can balance it out. I know we get tired. I get tired. I do a bunch of things, but use your current situation to make the most of the situation and to learn for your future. Okay. So somehow, some way, there is something you can take away from your current situation or make the most of in your current situation to fuel your dreams. Like I work a 9-to-5 and I'm also a content creator. I'm doing both. So, if I have a window in my workday, I'm gonna make some content. Or, if I have a salary that gives me some extra money to where I can go places or do things or buy things to help with my content creator journey, I'm gonna do that. So it's just like, figure out a way to understand that this is just a part of your journey. This is just a part of your journey. And just to kind of recap, it's okay. If you're not where you want to be in life, it's okay. You still have time. If you're alive and breathing and watching this video, you still have time, okay? So I want y'all to comment, or y'all can follow me on Instagram and send me a DM if y'all want direct connection response. Just let me know what you're struggling with. What are your goals? If I can give you any personal advice, I will in the comments of this video or Instagram if you want to DM me. Any inspiration, any motivation you need, any advice, because when I say, I'm gonna just say this. I went from waitressing and making minimum wage to making 6 figures in my 9-to-5. And that is a blessing, right? Am I where I want to be? Am I still completely happy? No. But when I look to where I used to be and where I am now, even though I'm not where I want to be or thought I would be, I'm doing okay. Think about it. Like, the average person does not make six figures. And me, as a single woman, Black woman in America, I think that's pretty great. And I try to look at the pros in life and not my downfalls or not the challenges. So I'll just leave y'all with that. Let me know what type of content y'all want to hear from me or see from me in the future. And please consider subscribing to my channel and watching some of my previous videos if this one kept your attention. Thank you so much. I will see y'all in my next video.